So I did a video recently, the 5 don'ts in a relationship. These are 5 mistakes that I see all the time. But I'm working with a guy at the moment, and he's having a few difficulties with his own partner, and his own relationship with his girlfriend. And I've noticed one mistake in his relationship, which I see all the time, and maybe this is the most common mistake that I see all the time, and is that partners are just making presumptions about each other. They're presuming that they know each other. They're presuming that they know each other's needs. So if someone's having a bad day and they're going quiet and overdrawn, they just presume that the partner understands why you're quiet and why they're not expressing themselves. You may presume that, if you're having a bad day, that your partner knows to give you a hug or give you some kind of affection. And that's a big one. And again, with a lot of different people that I work with, I find that they crave affection and love and attention off their partner, but the partner isn't forthcoming. And then they react defensively, and they kind of like get pissed off that why aren't they giving me the love that I crave. But they're presuming that their partner understands this, and what's happening is that eventually they start to communicate and they realise that their partner is waiting for the same thing. That person is waiting for you to come forward with the hug and with the love and respect and whatever else that you need, and it becomes this waiting game, and both sides are getting frustrated and just pissed off at each other instead of communicating. And that's the only way to deal with this. It's stop presuming anything about your partner and actually start communicating. Another example to this is people presume that they don't have to say sorry after they have a row. They presume that, after most rows, there tends to be a moment when things start to die down and settle, and you may laugh at it and then you just move on, you let it go. But it's still, if you made a mistake, you have to say sorry, because there's an emotional energy with every kind of conflict or any anger, and it has to be resolved, it has to be expressed. And sometimes we need to hear someone say, look, I'm sorry I did whatever you did. Sometimes I see people, they presume that they don't have to tell their partner their plans. They might make plans for the weekend, or they might be planning to do something around the house, and just go ahead and do it, and they don't involve their partner at all. And again, it can lead to great arguments or great stress, because maybe the partner had their own plans, or they want to do something, and they just want to be involved. They want to feel that they belong inside the family unit, but for some reason this person just presumes that I don't have to inform you, and it isn't particularly fair. It's quite frustrating. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go looking for permission off your partner to do anything. You should be free to do what you like, but if you have a partner, then you're in a partnership. It's two people working together, and you have to actively work together. But I think the biggest presumption I see people making is that your partner is going to always be there for you and always tolerate behaviour. And I suppose I'm thinking specifically when I meet people who aren't pulling their weight. If, let's say, a wife or girlfriend is left doing all the housework, doing all the cleaning, doing everything around the home, and the partner just sits on the laurels or goes off and does whatever they want to do, go to the pub or play football or whatever, and they just presume that the partner doesn't mind doing this, that they just want to do this, and that's fine. And I think that this can bite people in their backside, because people do get sick eventually. They get tired of being walked all over and being used. And I think that's a massive presumption, and I think you can't take people for granted. If you're in a relationship with someone who is always helping out and doing things good for you, nice things for you, you need to appreciate that. You need to be grateful for it. But as well, at the same time, if you are the girlfriend or the wife, you notice that I'm using female more than male, and unfortunately, in all the examples that I'm hearing lately, it's the guy who wasn't pulling their weight. And I don't want to judge men or label them, but unfortunately, these are all the examples that I'm hearing, and it is frustrating. And I feel sorry for a lot of the women that I hear all these stories where they're left to do all the work and carry the weight of the family when the guy is off doing whatever they want to do. But at the same time, if you're not saying anything, then you're facilitating this. You're actually allowing this to happen, and you have to step up and don't presume that your partner understands what you're doing is wrong. Talk about it. Just communicate. And that's the only answer to any problem, any relationship. It's talking about it. And if you're not, then you have to ask yourself, why aren't you talking about it? Are you afraid of conflict? Are you afraid that your partner is going to just react badly to it? Well, that's life. That is just life. Some people do react badly, and all you can do is express yourself, but do it as non-defensively as possible. Don't go on the attack, and don't react badly. You have to stay calm and just express what needs to be expressed. Don't necessarily wait for an outcome, but you do need to hold firm in your own opinions and your own beliefs. And if you want change to happen, and if you want your relationship to come together, you have to give it time, you have to give it energy, but just please stop making presumptions about each other. So that's it. I'm going to head off. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.